It's a realm of atrocities. And you love it. You love it. You love the cruelty. You love the torture. Don't lie. You love the lies.
You love the lies.
Hell realm. Hell realm. Hell realm. Wicked world. Wicked evil. Demonic world.
You love it.
You love the evil.
Atrocity.
You love this wicked
Evil
hell realm.
of demons.
You love the sickness. Hell realm.
Hell realm.
Hell realm. The underworld. The upside down world.
You love it. Higher than heaven in your mind.
Every breath is a lie.
Every word is a crime.
A spiritual crime.
You love it.
You love the atrocities.
You love the demons.
Hell realm.
Hell realm.
Hell realm.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why does the truth matter? Why does true history matter? Why does good matter? Why does good versus evil matter? Why does right versus wrong matter? Why does justice matter? Why does morality matter? Why does it matter if they change their names in Hollywood and pretend not to be tiny hats? Oy vey! Oy vey! Hundreds of them over the years, over the decades, have changed their names so that they don't come across as Jewish. Why does that matter? Why does it matter if they're hiding and pretending to be someone they're not, hiding their identity? Why does that matter? Why does it matter that there's been a communist Marxist tiny hat agenda in Hollywood for longer than I've been alive? Why would that matter in the media? Why would it matter if there's rooms full of tiny hats in Israel, is ISIS, Ra, hell realm in Israel, in rooms as paid trolls, paid agents to cause chaos and disrupt on truth channels? Why would that matter if there's millions of dollars spent on that? Why would that matter? Why would the truth of history matter? Where they've lied about World War II and put guilt into German children for generations, and children that are not German, that have never been to Germany, never lived in Germany. American children, British children, Canadian children, children in Sweden and Finland, children all the way down under in Australia and New Zealand, programmed with white guilt that you did something wrong or your ancestors did something very bad to a certain group of people. And we're going to tell you this is how it went. Don't look into it. Don't ever look into it on your own. No. We don't want you to look into it. It doesn't matter. It's just 6 million and accept what we tell you. Believe and accept it. Well, why would that matter, right? And they've gotten reparations for generations. Countless millions, if not billions. Maybe it's trillions since then. Reparations. You've been paying for it. German people, German children that grow into tax-paying adults. It's remarkable what people will accept. And then you have people on YouTube like Finkelstein, Jeremiah Finkelstein, saying on my show, what would it matter if he's Jewish? What does it matter? What does it matter if he's lying about being Jewish? What would that matter? What difference does it make, they say? Well, it makes a big difference because there's a certain group in this realm that calls us Goy or Goyim. And they believe that they're special, the quote-unquote chosen ones, chosen by God, God's chosen ones. We're special. Our noses are special. We have the best looks, not you Europeans. We're not jealous and envious and projecting out of bitterness and hatred. No. Our noses are better than yours. Our features are better than yours. Is that why there are so many models that are of their tribe? Or are there a lot more beautiful people that are European? Handsome men, beautiful, gorgeous European women that are feminine, attractive, better looking, physically, better voices. Their voices sound better than the that's what it sounds like to me. I gotta be blunt and direct. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what Hebrew sounds like. It sounds like they're sick with the flu or something, or some kind of contagious disease, and they've got all this phlegm. It sounds like they're a sick cat about to hack up a fur ball. That's what it sounds like. I'm being honest. You don't like honesty? Go somewhere else. Go fuck off somewhere else. Kiss my crazy ass before you leave, and then go fuck off somewhere else and complain. Go stand in your little complaint groups of Karens and liberals and cry for the tiny hats because they sound terrible. I would never go to Israel. I remember decades ago when I was young, I was still a child, and one of my grandfathers, a Christian, a Catholic, went to Israel with his son, a priest, on some kind of holy trip. And he said the coffee sucked, and it's like, well, surprise, surprise. I bet everything sucked there. The food, the coffee was probably all terrible. That would be not even on my bucket list, not even the last one on my bucket list. It would be below that in the negatives. I'd rather go into the fucking depths of hell than go there and spend my money and give them money, my money of support as a vacation or a trip or whatever you want to call it. And if I did go there, or if I was forced to go there, I'd be pissing on that old wall that they consider to be sacred. I'd piss all over it. All over it. In the cracks where they shove their little prayers, I would piss all over it. I'd drink and drink and drink. I'd drink water and alcohol to make sure that I had to pee so bad. I'd have to pee harder than an escaped AWOL crazy patient on the run from police. Or an escaped inmate that's being hunted down by the bloodhound dogs and scared of being torn to shreds. I'd piss like a racehorse all over that goddamn old shitty wall. The cracks in it, and they stuff their little prayers in. Then they dig them out and they put them on the ground. They sweep them up into bin bags. It's useless. It's stupid. They rock back and forth and thrust their hips because they're fucking that wall. People laugh. Look into it. Sometimes people think I'm trolling when I'm giving you truth. They believe they're fucking a goddess, a Jewish goddess. They have multiple gods. Yeah. That's why they're rocking like that. Having sex with their Jewish goddess. All right? Look into it, and you'll see what I mean. That's why they're doing that weird motion. Some people are like, why are they rocking like that? And yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. And their little prayers that they stuff into the cracks, the ass cracks of that wall that they consider to be holy, again, that I would piss all over, they consider their little prayers to be holy. They're just treated like garbage, just like the prayers in heaven get recycled. Anyway, back to the main point of my video, everyone. Why does it matter? Because I know that's what a lot of humans say. All truth matters. And their question is, why does it matter? Well, it matters more than the shit you believe and follow. You fucking idiot zombies out there that don't care about truth. The truth matters about all of what you care about. All the stupid, trivial shit. And useless nostalgia. And your sports and entertainment. And your Hollywood movies like Movies Maddie. And all this dumb shit that's not going to matter at all on your deathbed or once your body dies. And you're trying to leave here. None of that shit will matter. The stuff that you think matters, that you pretend matters or convince yourself, won't matter at all. And what I'm speaking about will matter. It does now, and it will then. That's the difference. Something of substance, rather than which fucking team won the World Series last year, and which hockey team's going to win the Stanley Cup in a matter of months this year. Who cares? Who cares? Who gives a damn? It doesn't matter today, and it won't matter 10 years from now, or if you live 50 more years and you're dying. Are you going to be thinking, fuck, who won the Stanley Cup in 2026? And who scored the winning goal in overtime? It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter who won an Academy Award for whatever shitty movie, or how many Steven Spielberg has. Who gives a shit? But does truth matter? Yes. And why? Why does truth matter? Because it's helping you get somewhere. That's one of the reasons. It's not the only reason. It's not the only reason. But it's one reason that comes to mind. It's useful. It's meaningful. It's helpful. If you if you're a loony and you learn the truth of this realm, it's going to help you. If you stay oblivious, it won't help you. So the truth is a stepping stone or a ladder. If you're down in a pit, a ladder is very useful. If somebody lowers down a rope ladder or an aluminum ladder, an extension ladder that can be made to go, let's say, 20 feet tall, whatever the case may be, that extends 15, 20 feet, aluminum ladder, extension ladder, and you lock it in and climb out. Very useful. Now, would somebody throwing a DVD of a movie down into that pit that you're stuck in be useful? And say, well, watch this. And you'll say, I can't watch it. I don't even have a DVD player down here. Or they throw a VHS tape from an old movie. They toss down the Goonies or Star Wars or some shit on a VHS tape. For those that are old enough to remember 1980s VHS movies and Blockbuster and all that type of shit. Movie rental places. Blockbuster was the biggest one, but there were small independent ones in those days as well. And then what? This doesn't help me, you'll say. And then you might even say, a ladder might be helpful. Do you have a ladder? Because the ladder would be truth, climbing out of the pit, the dark pit, into the light of truth. And I realize Freemasons use the ladder symbolism in some of their drawings and depictions, climbing either a ladder or a staircase. Oftentimes they use a staircase, stairway to heaven. That's where that came from, Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. Heaven, enlightenment, the light, an enlightened spirit, an enlightened being, an enlightened mind. from the darkness of hell realm into the light. Ascending, an ascension of sorts, a spiritual ascension. But what I'm getting at is truth matters because it's very helpful. It helps you see clearer. Your vision becomes more clear, more acute. Your spirit becomes more alive from being walking dead amongst the walking dead. This is a realm of the dead. You can observe the dead walking around all the time. They are the dead. They're spiritually dead. I don't care if they breathe and their heart's going and that you can detect a pulse. Spiritually, they're the dead. So why does truth matter? It's very useful. It's very helpful. It's very meaningful. It might even set you free from slavery, from hell realm, physical, mental, emotional, psychic, and spiritual slavery in this place. It might be the most important thing to find the most important truth and to learn and to gather it in and to understand it, not just to repeat it. I don't want parrots. Any real truth speaker or truth teacher doesn't want people just mindlessly parroting what they're saying. I want you to understand and comprehend on your own. And that gives me a certain amount of contentment and joy when I know that my message or teaching, or I'm helping somebody understand what isn't necessarily my message or teaching, just something that I've come to understand, and I share and they go, oh, now I get what you're saying. That's beautiful. It's not just a feel-good thing. It's deeper than that. It's bigger than that. So going back to my point again, the topic. Does it matter? Why does it matter? Well, of course it matters if someone changes their name and hides their identity, who and what they are, and then is part of a system like Hollywood with agendas that they push. Guilting white people, for example. Making white people always look like the bad guys. Look like the destroyers and the evil ones and the enslavers and the genociders and the colonizers and the ones that did horrible, horrible, evil things to the Jews for no reason and destroyed Native Americans, came here and just destroyed, and always painted that way by Hollywood, always. And they hide what they are, the actors, actresses, and sometimes directors and producers. And they let on, oh no, we don't have an agenda. This is just art, it's just cinema, it's just movies. It's all just movies, it's not programming. Oh, it is programming, though. Hollywood movies, Hollywood TV, it's the same thing. There's no difference. They make the TV shows the same place that they made all those movies for the most part. And the same people, same tiny hats involved. TV news, same tiny hats. All television, all media is owned and controlled by the same group. Newspapers, magazines, TV, movies, radio, same group. Banks, same group. Porn, same group. Why does it matter? Well, patterns matter, and pattern recognition matters. Truth matters. Speaking the truth, seeing the truth of the world and speaking it, saying, that's who owns this. That matters. Who are the agents of chaos? How does Mossad try to wage war? Well, by deception, they will wage war. That's their motto. And they do it. And they do it beyond Mossad. They do it with their influence in media, world media, and world banking. Okay? They try to pollute and corrupt minds through media, through movies, and through porn as well. There are agendas in porn, including racial agendas. There's all sorts of things going on. And most people believe these myths, unfortunately. They want white men to appear weak and stupid, and cucked and dumb and controlled, and incompetent and inept. And we're not overall. We built civilization. We created modern world. We invented almost everything. And then we get portrayed that way by a certain group that is envious of white men. It's out of envy, hatred, and evil that they do that. And then they throw up their hands. Oh no, we're innocent. Why would you talk about us? Why does it matter if someone's Jewish? Why does it matter if someone works in Hollywood? Why does it matter if somebody's actually from straight out of Tel Aviv as an agent and not a truther on YouTube, and they pretend that they're a truther and actually they sound like they're someone just and look like, in many instances, someone that's straight out of Tel Aviv instead of straight out of Compton. They're not a straight out of Compton darky, Negro, gangster in a gang. They're straight out of Tel Aviv, an agent, a deceiver, an agent, a programmer. Why does it matter? Because there's one tribe that's famous for that. And it certainly isn't Irish people. It certainly isn't people with Irish heritage. It certainly isn't my people from County Cork in Ireland, where my great-grandparents were from, that are controlling the banks and the world media and Hollywood. It isn't the Irish. It isn't the English in me ancestry, the English and Irish and Germanic and Viking that have controlled the world banks and the world media and world currency and have that kind of influence and control and have agents trying to, propaganda agents on YouTube and on YouTube channels, running YouTube channels and leaving comments and trying to disrupt, not discredit, because they really can't discredit me or debunk me, but make up lies. It certainly isn't Irish people doing that with an Irish accent and an Irish look or an English look or someone from Germany or someone from Finland or Sweden. There aren't rooms full of people that I've ever seen in England or Ireland or Scotland paid agents of chaos on the internet, on YouTube. But there is in certain places in Israel. So maybe that's why it matters. Because what I'm saying is they're even known for that. So maybe it does matter when I say to someone, are you Jewish? You look a bit Jewish. You're very critical of me, but you're not critical, I notice, of Archaic's channel that's run by a sex predator that was sentenced to 30 fucking years in prison in maximum security and is on parole for life and has mugshots. You don't seem to be critical of these fucking creeps, but you're critical of the Sanity Machine channel and my music and this and that. Why aren't you critical of sheer evil on YouTube? I notice you shy away from criticism of these evil creatures. It's a little bit glaringly obvious to me because I'm a thinker and I'm an observer and I'm someone that notices patterns and I notice what's missing. And what's missing is criticism for these Team Evil channels. I seem to be the only one critical of them openly. But creatures will be critical of me and then oh, how dare you call me Jewish or say I look Jewish or might look a little bit Jewish. Or ask me, not even call me Jewish, just ask me, are you Jewish? How dare you? What does that matter? Of course it matters. I don't get triggered and fly off the fucking handle if somebody says to me, hey, Stephen, you kind of look Germanic. You kind of, when you were a boy, you look like you were Germanic. You look like you had Scandinavian or Nordic Viking blood in you with the blonde hair and blue eyes. But you looked as Irish as well. You look kind of Irish and Viking. And of course, Vikings did invade Ireland, and there's mixture of Viking blood in many Irish people. And then in many Irish people that went from the island of Ireland and came over to Canada as settlers and became farmers and builders and they worked in forestry and lumberjacks and all the things that my relatives, my ancestors did and built this fucking country. Or it wouldn't exist. There'd be nothing here except some teepees and maybe some long homes and Huron Indians and maybe a few Iroquois and Cree here and there. Little tribes with small populations and a lot of inbreeding, by the way. And that's how they'd have small populations. Because a lot of tribes didn't breed with other tribes. So figure it out. How does that work? Oh, that would be going on then, inbreeding. Just like when Pakistanis move to England and they only marry each other. They're marrying cousins and sometimes siblings. In England, Pakistanis, Look into it. If you don't believe me, don't be lazy. Don't shake your heads back and forth. No, 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 that's got to be a joke, or that can't be real. You got to break free from that habit and pause the video and say, I'm going to look into that right now. That's what I do. I know many people don't do that, though. They want to pretend that can't be happening, can't be real. You live in denial and you do mental gymnastics. And you know what? Some of you are going to do so many goddamn mental gymnastics. You're going to be doing backflips from the afterlife right into this realm because you're so used to doing mental gymnastics here rather than facing the truth. Whether it's the truth about inbreeding Pakistanis or the truth about World War II and camp money and canteens and movie theaters and chocolate bars and swimming pools and soccer games. And it was a lot different than what people believe in World War II. Look into it and realize you were duped. You were taught wrong and you believed wrong. You watched Hollywood, Schindler's List and shit, and you don't know what the fuck really happened. And you never looked. Some of you did. I know that on my channel. Some, a rare few. It might be a handful or two whole handfuls out of the entire realm that I've been able to find that looked into this topic. So it isn't many. All right? So why does it matter? Because they conditioned you with propaganda and lies to believe one thing, and it's totally opposite. And they do that with a lot of things. And if you look into the Cold War and look at the photos I've shown of Stalin with Churchill and Roosevelt doing a three-way Freemasonic handshake and laughing it up with liquor and cigars, best buddies. They laughed because they duped you. And that was before they started the Cold War and duped you again. And they were laughing thinking, now we're going to dupe them for the next 50 years. Us Freemasons. Kid in hand. Doing the handshakes and everything else for photo ops. Showing you, hey, we're Freemasons. We're the hidden hand behind this realm. Not the only group, but they're one group that is worldwide. Freemasonry is from here to Russia. It's from here to China. It's in Africa. It's in Australia. It's not just across Europe or America. It's worldwide. It's in Asian countries. It's everywhere. South America. You can go to a Freemasonic lodge anywhere. And that's by design. They have influence everywhere. Not just political influence, but financial influence, influence over military. And then they have connections with other groups. Sorry. They have connections with the Club of Rome, Knights of the Garter, the royal families, not only of Europe, but other royal families in this realm of Japan, China, everywhere. Royal families are connected, from Russia to China. Knights Templar, Knights of Malta. It all connects in with Freemasonry. And it also connects in with the Satanism groups like Anton LaVey's little Church of Satan was a little filtration, low-level group. They try to discover, is this someone we can use as a tool? Are they psychopathic or do they have a conscience? And they filter out the ones with conscience. They stay at low levels. And then they filter out the ones they desire to use as psychopaths. The ones they know will do anything, that have no conscience, no moral, no real true moral compass or care for others, no scruples, that will do evil for them, do their bidding. And then they spot them and say, well, we can use this one. Out of these 100 or this 200 or 500 in this lodge, this is the one we can use, this one here. And that's how it works. It's a filtration system. And they get promoted, just like they get promoted in politics and in banking and business. Psychopaths. Or demons, the ones that are straight up demonic, that have demonic attachments. That's how it works. And the ones that are willing to sell out and do anything, including sacrifice their own family members, for fame and fortune. And they know, well, you're going to have to pay your dues. It's going to be either your parent or your child. You got to make a choice by tomorrow. You got to send us a text of the name and we'll take them out. We'll sacrifice. But you have to sacrifice to be part of us. And they do it for fame and fortune. To be multimillionaires, to have $100 million. Or make 10 million or 20 million per movie or $30 million per year contract in sports. It's all controlled. All of it. Why does it matter? Because the truth matters. Why does it matter? Because to battle evil, you have to know the truth. To be good, you have to be informed and wise. You have to be wise as a raven, or wise as ravening wolves. Wise. Wisdom matters. Strength matters. Truth matters. The truth of history matters. If you don't have a clue or you're programmed by what is false, you're going to be misled. The truth matters. You don't want to be a pawn on someone else's chessboard. Ignorant, stupid, blind, gullible, fooled, duped, used. A tool for evil. Do you? The truth matters. It's important. Wisdom matters. Strength matters. And they'll try to teach you in this realm that it doesn't matter, they'll say. It doesn't matter, they'll say. Finkelstein has said, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if I was Jewish, he said. It doesn't matter. Why would that matter, they say. Lomick said, his buddy said that too. Why would that matter? He's just racist. He's just racist. King Stephen, they don't call me that. They call me TSM. All of Team Evil tries to call me that. They'll never use the words King Stephen. They'll say TSM. Rebellious Meth Puppet says that. Finkelstein says that. Joshua S. John says that. Sedaris says that. That mushroom creature says that. They have great difficulty saying my name. And they all say it the same way, which is a pattern that's observable. It's not by chance. It's not by coincidence. They all talk about me in Discord groups and call me TSM. That angry Gingy that I showed earlier, nonconformist. That Gincel angry. I call him angry Gingy. Calls me TSM. They all do. They all do. They say the same things. They're on the same wavelength. Hive-minded Team Evil demons. The funny thing is they're all going to end up in the same place. They can all call me the same thing, but they're all going to end up here in the same place where they belong. The truth matters. Don't let any creatures convince you that the truth doesn't matter, that the truth of this or history or certain things that happened in World War II or didn't happen the way you were told. It all matters. Someone's ethnicity, their race, their identity. If they change their name and try to hide who and what they are, it all matters. Don't let them fool you with that bullshit of what does it matter? What does it matter? Of course it matters. They'll also try for the moral relativism shit, saying that, there's no good and evil. It doesn't matter what we do. It does matter. It does matter. Choices matter. Behavior matters. Morals matter. It does matter. So don't let them fool you. Stay Viking strong. The truth matters. Choose wisely and choose freedom.